Well, welcome back. Sorry if you heard me speaking a second ago, but that was we got internet issues, but we're getting there. Hopefully, you can see and hear us perfectly fine because we're now on the first proper roam. I know we did the welcome before we opened, but it's now alive and buzzing down here for the Self Build and Renovation Show 2024. So it's day one of the two. Don't forget, you can get yourself down here either later today and or tomorrow. Jump onto the page that gives you the timetable. There's loads, but we're going to wander around a number of the things. You'll notice it's just me on camera at the moment. That's because Nick Want, is over here with a virtual reality, and hopefully you can see on the screen behind. This is everything that Nick is seeing within this virtual reality. So this is AC Architects, or Alan Caulfield Architects, and this is one of the ways that they've got for you to be able to see it. Now, before I go to Nick, what's your name? I should be able to
Pearl.
see. Pearl. So what's this all about then?
We use VR really to let the client visualize their design, because you've got drawings, you get plans, elevations, and they're all 2D, and it's really difficult sometimes for people to see and imagine what it could actually be like. So we always get clients that say, oh, the bedroom's too small, or the kitchen's too small, but actually the kitchen's massive. So there's sort of this, it's trying to bring this element of reality into it and get a sense of space for them, so they can decide whether actually we would like a bit more space here where the living room and the sofa is, or how you want to live your life in this house.
I mean, it is so cool. I mean, it's funny looking at Nick on this, isn't it? I bet you always have a giggle at them.
We do, yes, yeah.
I've been told I'm not allowed to put my foot in front of him, aren't I? I'm not allowed to. But we've got on the screen here. So this is a house that's been designed, and he's now able to wander around it, touch, feel, and really get the feel for it.
Maybe not touch.
But as in, it kind of almost looks like they can, doesn't it?
It does feel like you can grab, the books on the shelf, or you're about to walk into the chair on the dining table. It's really, it's really great.
It is incredible. I mean, Nick, watch out. I'm walking up to you now. Just make sure he doesn't hit me. And what does that feel like?
It's a bit disorientating. I feel like I'm going to bump my head on something, which maybe I am, but not the things I'm looking at. But no, it's really cool to help visualize the space. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, you just made the comment there that's like going, I want to move in here.
Oh, sorry.
And hit me.
Yeah, I can't see you. Yeah, I know. This is great, right? So if I come right back out, I can see this, I can survey my estate. Oh, yeah, I do. I want to move into this house now. But to be able to play with the design here and be able to say, oh, what if we change this or that, would be amazing.
I agree. I mean, it is absolutely cool. We could stay here for ages. So is that something that they always get, or that's something they can request?
It's within our fee proposal. Sometimes clients, say that it's one of the reasons they want to do the planning aspect with us, so that'll be involved. Sometimes we get people who haven't gone through planning with us but are actually quite worried, and they know that we do VR, so they just want to have a go, so we'll put it into our system and model it.
The beauty of using technology to see how the technology that we're trying to put in our homes works.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. Well, it's lovely to speak to you. Thank you, Pearl. Have a wonderful show. I could stay here all day, and I've got to make sure we don't. So we'll wander this way. We'll have Nick W back on in a minute, but he's got to put his hair up. He's doing it just to wind me up. Look, he's got hair. So we're wandering past Integra Spec. I mean, literally all of the ones that you walk into, they've got these real life things that bring it to life. So it's not just exhibition stands. Oh, welcome back, Nick.
I'm back.
Are you reorientated?
Slightly, yeah. My eyes are a bit funny, but I'm back in business mode. I don't normally allow my hair down during business hours. That's evening and weekends only.
Stop rubbing it in, all right? Stop rubbing it in. Well, but I mean, with that, because obviously we can't just go into the detail of every single stand here, because there's over 200 of them, so it's not possible. But the fact that we get these real examples of the work that they do.
Well, the fact you can touch and feel this, and you can actually feel that really is as light as picking up a polystyrene block.
Yeah.
And what something like this does with the ICF, the insulated concrete formwork, actually what you will do is you create this mold of a house. Essentially, you create the shape, and then you'll pour the concrete in, which becomes the structure. And now this has its secondary job beyond being a mold, then it becomes the insulation.
Holy
So it's
moly.
really clever.
I love
it's really
that.
clever.
So obvious once you say it, but it is really, really
Yeah,
cool.
and you can put it together a bit like Lego, you know?
I love the fact that we've even got all operating.
There we go.
So yeah, the louvers, I think they're called, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
love it.
I mean, imagine that. That would be really cool. I
And
feel
these sun
proper
shields-
gangster.
Yeah, that's it. Not only do they look great, this sun shield sort of technology, the idea being that if
You could have it at angles.
Yeah, you could, you know, it's first and foremost, it's like a blind, right? It does
Yeah,
the light
yeah.
and it's a design feature. But actually, if we talked about earlier designing to passive house standards, and if you really do have that house that is retaining all the heat and the air, actually what you might get if you've got big windows is a lot of solar gain, which on those hot summer days you don't want. So this
Yeah.
helps you to control that.
Yeah.
So
Makes
it's
sense.
useful as well as being a design function.
Really cool. Right, where are we going
Let's
next?
keep moving. So should we come past New Heat, seeing as they gave us some of their time earlier? Let's come
Yeah,
and say hi.
absolutely. Paul will be delighted. He said, I've had enough on
Our
camera.
friend Paul's back.
Hello again, mate. Have you recovered from being on camera? Yeah.
Nerves have settled down.
I mean, we were here talking about everything that you do with the underfloor heating and everything. Can I take my shoes off? Do I feel it underneath here now?
It was that simple.
No, exactly. But this is where they'll come to actually have a chat with you in more detail.
Absolutely. It's a great facility to be able to show people exactly what we do, so we can show them the physical product, a selection of the physical product, what a manifold looks like, what a heat pump looks like, and some great imagery as well.
Yeah, we're making our cameraman work now, aren't we?
And
He's having to
with these
sneak in.
manifolds, I think with the retrofit, one of the things is finding, where's the right location to put it, right?
Absolutely, and we'll always try and find the most central place.
Yeah.
Under the stairs is a favourite because it's a sort of a redundant area.
But you also get a little bit of a nice warm cupboard as well, right?
Absolutely.
So that's quite nice.
So it can give you, for those of us old enough to remember the traditional airing cupboard,
Yep.
it gives you, effectively gives you an airing cupboard again.
Of course it does. I hadn't really thought about that. I love the picture we've got here where it shows what's underneath. I mean,
This is a phenomenal product because this one here is it's a renovation product, but for a fairly high heat output. So there's very few limitations where you can't do it.
really.
Yeah, and it gives you the most perfect floor finish afterwards. Fantastic product.
And that's always amazed me because you look at this and go, well, surely I'd feel that under the flooring, but you don't.
With a good underfloor heating system, the floor should not be warm, it should just not be cold.
Oh, really?
So the difference is if you're walking into an underfloor heating system where it's actually warm or hot, then the reality of it is it's probably been poorly designed. The design with underfloor heating is critical, getting it right.
So I think because it's that slower build.
And that's the beauty, and especially when you're using it with a renewable energy source, it's just perfect partner for it.
Fantastic.
How much does that come down to discipline? Because still in my head, I'll be like wanting to take my shoes off and go,
Do you know what? I mean, I've got it in my own house, and there is, I am susceptible to turn it up a little bit too warm just to do that. So
it feels good, doesn't it? It
But that's
feels
the
good.
comfort, when the comfort comes in as well, right? So the sustainable aspect, the financial benefits of your bills being reduced if you can work at a lower heat load, but actually, comfort is part of it as well.
absolutely. And again, the myth is that your floor is hot,
Yeah.
and it isn't. It's just not cold.
Yeah, you're not losing the heat there. That makes
Should
sense.
we carry on our journey?
Yeah, good to
We're
see
only
you.
allowed half an hour for this. We want to get around
Hello,
to
sir.
it, but
You're
cheers
right.
again. Thanks, guys.
Where are we going
Should we
now?
head through that way?
You lead the way, mate.
Come on then. Let's see. This looks like someone that's got a second. How's it going? What? Tell us a little bit about rain clear systems.
Okay, so we supply and specialise in metal rainwater goods. Yeah, we have more heritage styles like the cast iron, cast aluminium, and the modern.
Is particularly about so instead of just a gutter being there because we need it, it's like, no, make it look good.
Yeah, make it look good, keep it sustainable, in line with what everyone wants to do as well. So metal rather than the plastic, but also like you say, keeping it looking nice. We do lots of different colours. So we can do this. We can do. I think it's these two in 26 standard colours, but we can do it in more than that as well. So
Wow.
Oh, I love it. And
That's
you've
a lot
got-
more than I expected.
And you've got lollipops as well, so you're bribing
There you
people
go.
all the way.
Anybody?
I love it. Yeah, come over here. That's what it's
We
all
can't
about.
because we're talking, so
Yeah,
we
yeah. It's not. No one wants to listen to that. I
No,
know.
exactly.
But we'll keep
Lovely to
moving,
speak to
but
you. Thank you.
So yeah,
These
a little
guys
bit
are busy.
right now on our left. We're going to be catching up with solar, which will be amazing.
Which is probably one of the more obvious conversations that people have, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's something that you can add to most properties, you know.
Yeah.
And then something that's I won't interrupt these guys because they're having a good chat with a potential client, but this is all about home automation, Ben. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So again, that can go into the comfort level, but it's also the efficiency and all sorts of things. But you can do some really cool stuff with that.
I can imagine.
Get into the gadget mode.
I do love the automation. It's so
Also-
difficult now. We're having to sort of make sure we're trying to cover everything, but
Yeah, we're not
we
going
can't
to cover
everything.
That's fine. But I just wanted to point out Brickwind as well, who are one of our newest additions to the centre.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's the first time we've actually had.
Oh my gosh, so you can have your own-
have your own little wind turbine in your
That's
garden.
cool.
Yeah. So that's a bit of a less conventional approach than going with solar, but it's another way you can create renewable energy. So,
Yeah, I mean, we got, if you're able to see there, Nick, you've actually got a lovely picture there of an example. And how cool is that? That's not a new house, is it? That's a an older house there.
This is it. And if you've got the appropriate setup, if you've got the space, then it's something that you can include. It's just an addition to the garden, isn't it? Rather than
Yeah.
something that's a major upheaval of inside the home.
Well, and the fact we've clearly got one here in the background as well, that it's really not massive, because everyone thinks wind turbines, they're huge.
Yeah, and I think
That's
you
not.
can go bigger if you've got more space, but
Of
that's,
course.
yeah, they can go that size, which is great.
I like that. That's a pretty cool one. We've even got indoor lifts as well.
Yeah, and this is the thing. We talked a little about future proofing in terms
Yes.
of. Well, earlier we were talking future proofing in terms of being able to bring new tech later and making sure that the home's performing well. But actually, if this is your forever home, maybe
Plan for the
you
future.
don't have accessibility needs now, but you might at some point. So
Yeah.
with a lot of our exhibitors who offer very stylish versions of this accessibility kind of equipment.
And even if it's maybe it's not now that you're going to put the lift in, but you plan
leave
for
space.
where it's going to go.
Make sure
Yeah.
that when you're designing your property that you are thinking about, at some point we might want something like that. How do we leave space
Yeah.
without having to rip everything out to do that?
Looks more like a shower in there, though, I must be honest.
Yeah, it could be a
The
2-for-1
controls.
maybe.
It does. But I know that there was somewhere around here where we had looks like a normal set of stairs, but it then just goes up and
Yeah,
flat
let's go
for
have
them.
a look. That's a good segue.
Is it?
It's only just over here.
Is
so
it?
we'll go and
Fine.
have
I
a
just
look.
remember
Yeah.
seeing it when you and I took a wander around
Yeah, we'll
another
have a look.
time.
So this is our friends 21 Degrees. who
Ah,
we just had a chat with
yeah, we
as
just
well.
had them on.
And then Roseview windows as well. So they do some really cool stuff with different styles of windows. See, I told you it wasn't far.
No, it is. So we've got
yeah.
the sort of more usual stair lift style setup here, but the part that I love is this over here that looks like a normal set of stairs, but you press the button and you're
You press the
actually
button?
able to make it go flat. Does it work?
I'll let you do it.
Here we go.
I'll leave it to the professional.
Yes, a lot safer. Oh, it's got the health and safety, says no entry at the moment.
Yeah, so the raised barrier comes up whilst it's moving, so that no one can obviously step off from the upper level. And then, once it rises up, and once you reach the upper level,
That
the
is-
barrier will come down. And the flex step has a maximum travel of 1250 millimetres and can be used internally and externally.
Amazing. And is it right that this can come in different lengths depending on
Different lengths.
your needs?
And different lengths, different colours, all
Brilliant.
depending on the floor level. And then on top of that, after that, we've got the ascender lift, which is moving up and down staircases.
And it's right, that one folds around, like in the image behind it, folds around neatly,
This one
so
folds
depending on your layout.
Absolutely. This one folds up
Oh
and
yeah,
down.
it goes around the corner there.
Goes
doesn't
round
it?
the corners.
Oh my gosh.
Both units are for internal and external environments.
Yeah, and I love the tagline, elegant elevation. So it's not just your standard. This is
I
premium.
I just love that when I saw that when you and I were walking around a few weeks ago, is that then just sits there like a normal flight of
You
stairs.
wouldn't know, and in many of the public situations where it's really busy flow of people, we've got a set of staircase that is made exactly as the flex step, so you can't tell the difference
Wow.
which is the staircase and which is
That's seriously cool.
the unit itself.
Is
That
is
is
there
really
a limit
cool.
for the number of stairs? I mean, that's got
So
3
we're
steps.
going up to 6 steps
Okay, that's
for
still a
1250 millimetres.
Yeah.
And then I suppose if it was more than that, you'd look at a solution more like this
When
one.
we're going down this route, we're either going to look at having your solid staircase when you're going higher, and then having a step lift
Yeah.
up to about 1500 millimetres. After that, we're going to go for this kind of unit, which folds up, because
Yeah.
this one's travelling up many flights of staircases and obviously can be neatly parked away as well.
So cool,
Makes
I love
sense.
it. Thank
That's
you. We're
brilliant.
going to keep moving.
Thank
because we
you
wanna get
very
around to as many
much.
people as we can. But thank you for taking the time to show us that. Cheers. I'm
So
quite
you can see
keen
why
to,
I wanted to have a look at that. It's just seriously cool.
Yeah,
So-
we weren't far away, so it was the right time. But I wanted to have a chat with the ecological building systems if they've got a second.
Oh, okay.
'Cause this is when I put my sustainability manager hat back on a little bit for a
Of
moment.
course,
I
yeah.
step away from the marketing guy for a bit and become back to sustainability manager. But there's some really cool solutions in terms of insulation for retrofit here. Oh yeah. No, that's fine. But there's a really cool setup here. So you can come inside if you'd like, and then we can see. Yeah, you can see on the two sides some very different solutions. So a really cool cutaway that helps you understand what it looks like to actually set up the internal insulation.
It's done the noise thing in here as well that we were talking about.
That's
on
just the
other stands.
insulation working,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So as soon as we've walked in here, you can feel the noise, and I know that's not the real objective of it, but it shows it's doing its job.
Yeah, that's it. So it's a little bit of that little warp when you walk in and it's
Yeah.
actually I can hear the insulation working. But this is some of the solutions that we've got here. On one side we've got the retro eco wall, which is a brilliant solution for retrofitting.
I was going to say, so that's retro, not as in old-fashioned, but as in fitting after the effect.
That's it, right? Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe as an internal wall installation that you might add to a solid wall property.
Yeah.
So if you haven't got a cavity that you can use, if you've got an older property that doesn't have a cavity, this is a solution to add insulation on the
Like
inside
it.
of the wall.
Okay.
And then if you look at the other side here, where we've got some of the team, we've got the passive eco wall. So this is again where we're dropping the word passive house. This is something that might be fitting into that conversation and those solutions. But for a new build, this is maybe the route you might want to go.
Like it. Goes to show, the biggest one it shows is that there's a lot more options than people might
There are
realise.
so many options, and it's not as simple as it's just insulation. It's
No.
thinking about what type of property are we talking about? Is it a new build? Is it an existing home?
Yeah.
And then obviously there are several subsets even within that. There's a complex decision-making process. Let's keep walking around. I'm keen
That's
to
right.
get back round to the piazza before we
We've got 10
cut
minutes
off.
left.
That's fine. So let's make our way around there now. It's nice and busy in here at the moment. I'll give a quick shout out for Halcyon, who's just chatting with someone at the moment, but this is a really cool little tech gadget, this solution. And you can actually see it here. This is how small this little thing is.
Okay, yeah.
I've actually bought one for my house quite recently.
Oh, really?
And what this is really cool, and it does, is it goes in at your stopcock, and essentially it helps your, they give the proper scientific pitch, but it will allow your hard water to behave like soft water. So by disrupting it at a molecular level.
I need to speak to these guys because I
really cool.
live here as well, and the loos, the showers, everything, they're suffering with the limescale.
And maybe a more obvious, more common solution you might go to is going to a water filter, but actually that takes up a whole big space in your house, and it's going to be more expensive. And also you have filters that you have to clear out. There maybe are chemicals going out to the environment. This is a solid piece of metal.
Yeah.
It's not taking any of the minerals out of the water that you might
Where does
actually
that
want.
sit?
That sits at your stopcock, so all the water that comes into your property.
So outside of the house?
Yep.
Is it...
or at the entry point of the house.
but
But it's
presumably
literally...
it's not a self-fit then? Or...
No, you still want a plumber to do it, but it's still simple for a professional to do.
Okay.
So it's not really a big job to do.
I got a huge
It's
problem
really
with
cool.
limescale, so I'm definitely going to speak about this.
But it's not just about reducing the build-up of limescale. This will actually turn back the clock on an existing build-up of limescale. So what you should then find is your heating bills are reducing because your pipe work's more efficient.
Holy moly.
Hopefully your skin will be better because you're showering in softer
Will
behaving
I grow
water.
hair like yours? And
That's exactly it.
Yeah, cool.
My hair was the same as yours before I had one of these. Yeah. Let's keep moving around.
Too far, man, too far.
Great. I want to start working our way around to the
Yeah,
to the piazza now.
Nick W is leading. I say Nick W because I got Nick R on the camera there. Hi, Nick.
Right. So we're looping back round here. So you're going to see a familiar-looking wind
Yeah.
turbine on your right, and we're going to head into the piazza. Hiya. You all right? Let's keep going. So actually, just a quick look at this on the left as well. So this is where we're looking at. We saw earlier in our walk around that we looked at some of the foundations and the cross sections. Actually, here that you can see this actual screw pile. Do you want to add anything about this?
About helical pile foundations?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very efficient way to provide deep foundations, durable, green, cost-effective for our clients. So they can do all sorts of applications, build on it. They are ready to pile, ready to build foundations. So it's no cost overrun. That's what we call dry foundation. You don't have excavation, you don't have spoil removal, you don't pour concrete, you don't wait for that concrete to cure. The moment we leave the site, client can build anything on it.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Is there limits of what you can go down through,
No,
though?
I mean, the cost is the limit. The deeper I go, the more steel I need to use.
Yeah.
So that's why we can adapt not only the diameter of the shaft depending on the application, but we can also adapt the diameter of the helix. So the softer the soil, the larger the helix I'm going to use so that I can prevent the pile going too deep, because we monitor the torque with our machine. So we can be very fast in terms of installation and very accurate as well.
And presumably, literally, that whole thing stays in the ground, including
Correct.
the...
So this is standing, is basically, I'm carrying that, I'm putting it here, I will connect the machine on the top. My machine is a gigantic screwdriver,
Yes.
very fast and precise, and I'm screwing this down. I'm not hammering this, I'm screwing this
Of
down
course.
into the soil until I reach the torque, i.e. the soil density that I want, that I need to provide the load-bearing capability, whether it's 1 ton or 15 ton. But my machine will tell me that.
And then I saw that from the image there, you then cut off...
We cut all the piles at the same level, so the client gave us a datum. We cut all the piles with a laser marking, and then we weld a top plate, a square top plate on top of it, and you can lay a timber frame, ring and tie beam, you can lay steel ring and tie beam, you can precast concrete, or even you can pour concrete on site, but then you limit the excavation to just the dimension of the beaming system. You don't go deep, like 2 meters down, 600 mil wide. You can imagine that's a lot of earth to remove and lots of concrete to pour. Plus, not to mention the fact that most of the CO2 is trapped in the first 1.5 meters of the soil. So when you disturb that, it's a lot of the CO2 that you release. With us,
That's
no
a really
problem.
good point. Yeah.
I thought that would get your sustainability head
that's it.
going.
Yeah. Sustainability manager. Yeah,
But
that's
are they
it, but-
removable as well?
Yes,
Because
I
I'm
mean,
presuming
that's,
you might want to in the
I mean,
future.
For most of the clients here, they would want a durable foundation.
Yeah.
So that's why, our piles, as per BBS certificate, they last for minimum 50 years, but we can provide much longer time spans. So if clients want a 100 foundation, I can do that with cathodic protection. But for some clients, the recyclability is important. I mean, what I screw into the ground, I can unscrew. So for temporary projects like festivals, green golf course, racetracks, festival, I install those piles, and then I can come 1 week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, 5 years later, and I can unscrew those piles and reuse them.
That's fantastic. And when you were saying about the amount of earth that needs to be removed as well, that just called to mind for me. I've heard about kind of case studies where you do have this massive upheaval of earth, and what you haven't realised is, I need to find somewhere to put this.
Correct.
So you've got this mountain of earth in your garden potentially, and you've got to find somewhere to put it.
The cost of spoil is not often quoted by builders, and you need to find a place. And unless you've got some kind of a slope where you can say, you know what, I mean, I will drop that down the slope. I mean, you need to arrange for a lot of trucks to take that and drop it somewhere. It's not going to be free.
I love it. I love that.
That's really cool solution. We're going to keep moving, but thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, a great example again there of just how much is around here. You might kind of think, I know what I'm going to see here. No, you don't.
Yeah.
There is so many things. And even you could make the mistake of walking past that, and I possibly would have done, other than you got the conversation going, and within like a couple of minutes, it's like, hang on a minute, this is incredible.
Yeah, there's some ingenious solutions in there. And what you'll find actually in the trade village is when we first built it, come this way. There was a real structure to, okay, so number 1 to 10 is themed on groundworks, and then you keep moving through logically. But actually, over the years, we realised that wasn't, you can't maintain that, because people come and go, people move to a bigger stand once they've been here a while and see the benefits. So actually what you get is a bit of a choose your own adventure, a bit of a mishmash in there.
That is brilliant.
So we're actually in our expert area now.
Which is nice and busy, isn't it? I know
Yeah,
we
great.
were going to catch up with Katie and Claire at some point.
Yeah, we will go and grab them at some point. I don't know if we're going to have time right now, but I think we should
got
come and speak
less
to
than
Good-
5 minutes
Let's have a
now,
quick
so-
chat with Good Energy, our good friends over
Oh,
here.
yeah. Okay.
If it's a good time. Hi, guys. Is now a good time for a quick chat? Yeah, right answer. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, some good conversations. Lots of people.
I'm going to ask the question because you already know. So speak to me. What's Good Energy about?
What's good energy? Okay, we're a one-stop shop, whole home approach to your green energy needs in your home or your business. So we install solar panels, battery storage, EV chargers, heat pumps, and we'll supply 100% renewable electricity, and we will buy your solar export from you as well.
Okay, yeah, because I've had someone that's gone solar and they haven't sorted out the export part yet, and I think it makes sense to do it.
Real joined
Yeah.
up service, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Is that purely from design of a new build, or is that retrofit as well?
No, we do a lot of retrofit projects as well. So part of our service will come out and we'll do a full home design visit for you, come back with a bespoke proposal, and from there we can, tell you what might work best for your property and your needs.
I have no idea whether I should ask this question or not, but I'm going to go in anyway.
Always go for it.
Yeah, we'll edit the live. Oh, you can't do that, can you?
Nope.
Is there still government assistance for people to get some of these, good energy things into our houses?
Yeah, for heat pumps, there's the boiler upgrade scheme grant, which is £7,500 off the price of the heat pump. There's a few criteria that most of our installs meet, but our team would sort all that out for the customer. There's nothing they need to do.
And I get the impression the solar one keeps coming and going.
Yeah, I mean, there's not one for solar at the minute, but we will see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for
It
those
does,
ones, I guess.
because my parents got one quite recently, and that was because, and they didn't, they got it, I don't know, subsidised. So they keep coming and going. They keep trying to get us to do it, but it does what it says on the tin. Good energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as well as Good Energy being hosted here just off our central piazza for the weekend, also they're the sponsor of our renovation house down at the far end.
Of course, I forgot that.
So there's some really cool solutions in there, so you can actually go and see a heat pump in action, a working heat pump.
Which they'll just be finishing a tour around there.
Are you just starting a tour?
Just starting,
Hence why
is
we
it?
picked on you guys, so sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. So the guys that are giving the tours are down the other end, about to get started on that now. But there's another. They're happening twice a day during the show. But also there's our audio tour that you can go and scan your QR code at any time, and you can get the tour and just go and have a look. But yeah, a lot of people ask about how loud is a heat pump? What noise does it make? Go and listen to it.
Can you actually hear one in there? Was that what
barely,
we walked past?
That's the thing.
It
You
was
can't
actually.
really- yeah, but it's there and it's working, so you can go and hear it. So that's it.
See, you can have him working for you as well, couldn't you? Absolutely brilliant.
Cheers, guys.
I
Thank
think
you.
I think that really wraps up this particular roam for us, doesn't it?
I think that would be a great place to stop.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us for the first proper roam. As I say, the one we did at the beginning of the day was just opening up the show. That was the first proper roam. We're going to do another one at
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, because we'll have a lunch break just before that. We are allowed to have a break, but 2 o'clock we're going to be back with another roam, and we're going to do the other half, so make sure you don't miss that. But the next thing is at 12 o'clock where we got panel number 2. We'll be back for that one. See you later.
Cheers.